Darkness. In the darkness, something moves. A loose pebble, tumbling from before a booted foot. The sound of this loud and the heavy silence. Yet not so loud, perhaps, as the harsh and excited breathing of a certain shadowed watcher.
It's she, the foul witch, dares return. She'll pay for her arrogance in coming here. Zannarth will see to that. I've waited eons for this moment, and at last, the moment is mine.
Darkness. In the darkness, something moves. Swiftly, sleekly, with the grace of a giant cat.
Zannarth, you always were too heavy-footed for stealth. Do you give now, or must I force this victory?
Force it if you can, female. Zannarth will not surrender till death itself takes life from him.
You forget yourself, Zannarth, for even as you may take the soul from a hapless mortal woman, I may take the soul from you.
Vixen, you could have ended my life forever with your succubus kiss.
Precisely, Zannarth, but I did not. I have need of your rather limited powers, for I wish to return to my father's kingdom, and there are those who would stop me.
Stop you? Ha! I would like to see the mortal man who would dare stand against you, Satana, the devil's daughter.
No mortal, perhaps, but there are those who want me dead, and they have succeeded in erecting a barrier between my father and myself. That's why I've come here, to the Cave of the Seven Winds, to find a route that will bypass the normal path to hell. A route I will find with your help, my incubus friend.
Have I a choice, Satana?
None, so far as I can see.
Then you'll have my help, kind female, for what it's worth to you.
Why, Zannarth, I assure you it's worth a great deal.
Darkness. And in the darkness, something moves, and is joined by a figure of shadow, and at last, with the sound of footsteps, our story begins. Bloody is the path to hell. Gerry Conway, writer. Romero, artist. But ours are not the only eyes to observe Satana's progress. Yet they are, in fact, the only human eyes.
She comes. Draco says you said she never would. It seems you overestimated the effect of your spell. Satana has already showed it.
I, Draco's, earn a finest now thanks to you. On the contrary, our position is enviable. Before we were forced to find mortal slaves to cast our spells, for we four are forbidden to enter the world of the living, the world Satana has chosen as her own. Now, however, she comes to us, and while we might have preferred it otherwise, this new turn of events is hardly disagreeable, as it puts her in our palm, where she can be crushed.
Dracos, we wronged you. I think I speak for all of us when I say your plan meets our approval. It now only remains for us to implement it. A process I, at least, shall surely relish.
Meanwhile, in a cavern filled with the roar of a subterranean waterfall.
I don't like this, Satana. The four are everywhere, watching, manipulating. This game of yours will have them down on our necks, and you know it.
Of course, my friend. How else can I bring them into the open? My father is unaware that they plot against him, and their spell keeps me from warning him. Ever since I discovered their treachery, I've sought a means to gain revenge. And with this journey, I've found it.
How? By getting the two of us killed permanently? I swear by Satan, female, I'll never understand your... It's a night beast, Satana, an agent of the Four. Get it off me, quickly! Free me of this demon before it sinks its fangs! Satana, help me!
Really, Zannarth, I'm ashamed of you. A night beast such as this is no threat to you, an incubus, or to me, the devil's daughter. Are you, foul one? What, no tongue to speak with? Then perhaps you should listen instead, ogre. Listen to Satana, and look deep into her woman's eyes. Tell me, monster, what do you see? Do you see Satana, or do you see your own soul?
Your powers frighten me, female. There's something about you that reaches into a male's gut and tears his heart free.
Is that why you hate me, Zannarth? Because I once did to you what I've done to our would-be attacker?
Perhaps. I'd prefer to believe it began before that. As the daughter of Satan, you were always his favorite. And I, always forced to be your companion, your slave.
Yet, you didn't resent me then, Zannarth. Not as you do now. That time when we were children, when I tricked you and stole your soul away, it was then you began to loathe me. Why, Zannarth? It was only a childish stunt, and you took it so seriously. It isn't as though I treated you as I've treated that thing, making him our unwilling guide.
Isn't it, mistress?
Satana has not the opportunity to reply to this subtle accusation, for even as she forms an answer, she's thrown back and realizes with a shock that her control of their guide was not complete, as he's led them directly into an ambush. In a flash, Satana is borne down, overcome by the force of the demon team fallen upon her. Zannarth, however, is a bit more fortunate, and dispatches one of his assailants before the other can react.
So much for his attentions, female. It's time I answered yours, I think. You're an attractive wench for a demon, and I'll enjoy this contact for as long as it lasts, which I promise you, my lovely, shall not be long. Well, shall we get to it then?
At that same instant, in a place beyond time and space, 4 creatures watch the ensuing battle with growing anger.
Trachos, you fool! You told us our servants would dispatch Satana and her incubus without fail. Do you call that without fail?
Perhaps we underestimated their ability, Brother Raga.
Correction, Trachos. Not we. You. I promise my bovine friend, if your plan fails, it'll be your doom.
While, a cosmos away,
Do you know how long it's been since I last fought like this? Ages, Satana. Simply ages. Why, I must have been a child when you tricked me. Vixen, you've used me again, haven't you? Only this time, you didn't steal my soul. You simply made the threat. I must be getting old, Satana. Once, only the actuality frightened me. Now I'm threatened by the fear alone.
Not old, Zannarth. Merely experienced. But please, don't blame me for your own free decision. You wanted to help me, whether you admit it or not.
I what? I wanted to help you. How do you see that, female?
By one simple fact, Zannarth. I am a succubus, and you are an incubus. Yet when I turned my power upon you, you applied not your power on me in turn. Instead, you acquiesced, because you are still my friend.
By Satan, it's true. You know a great deal about the male side of life, don't you, Satana? Odd. I feel freer somehow, knowing in my mind what my soul always believed. I just wish our journey so far could have been more fruitful.
Oh, it has been, Zannarth. And it will be. In my soul, I know we've won something today. And that tomorrow, my path will be easier.